So this is apparently she gonna go out and say this shit?
What's up, guys? It's Benny. This has been a practice in how to not handle a scandal inside of the Trump administration with the Epstein files, which were on Pam Bondi's desk and ready to be released, which were so lurid with the base. However, there is an out that is happening right now. In an article that stunned me to my very core, ladies and gentlemen, this shocking exclusive from the Daily Mail: Jeffrey Epstein's accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, will reveal the truth.
I love how everybody says her name differently. Nobody really knows.
About the pedophile client list, says insiders. Why are Republicans blocking her? My goodness, what is this? Ghislaine Maxwell is willing to speak in front of Congress about the Epstein files, sources tell the Daily Mail. Maxwell, 63, is the only person behind bars, serving 20 years on child sex trafficking charges, despite the fact that Jeffrey Epstein allegedly controlled the web of underage girls. Ghislaine Maxwell is a proxy for Jeffrey Epstein. She's serving time for his crimes. I'm not saying she's innocent at all. What I'm saying is that Jeffrey Epstein was clearly the mark here, and when he killed himself in prison, then they moved those charges effectively to Ghislaine Maxwell. It's also why so much of the evidence is on lockdown. You must understand, the reason the evidence is on lockdown is that Ghislaine Maxwell is appealing right now, and then that evidence is what's called under seal. I'm not saying that's a great excuse. I'm saying that the federal government needs to explain that to all of us. And then the DOJ needs to push for the release of that evidence. But that's a matter of fact. That's where so much of the evidence actually is. It's under seal in the Southern District of New York, under the control of the Justice Department. Litigation pending, right? Additionally, Epstein's victims allegedly were passed around as sex toys to his wealthy friends and billionaire business associates who regularly visited his homes, including his private island. Now, a source says, despite the rumors, Ghislaine has never offered any kind of plea deal. She would be more than happy to sit in front of Congress and tell her story. No one from the government has ever asked her to share what she knows.
I wonder why. Why would it be that nobody from the government wants her to talk about this?
She remains the only person who was jailed in connection to Epstein that would welcome the chance for America to tell the truth.
Isn't that weird?
What is the truth? And it remains to be seen. Maxwell was convicted in 2022 for a role in the scheme to sexually exploit and abuse multiple girls, Epstein, over the course of decades. Obviously, she has a very sketchy background as well. Her father was a spy and was Mossad and was connected to British intelligence and a ton of other intelligence agencies. Ghislaine Maxwell sort of is the key holder and the last piece of physical evidence. So you saw that they obviously had Virginia Roberts killed. That's what I believe. She was a piece of living evidence, you know, to all of these crimes. Maxwell argues that she should have been protected from prosecution as part of a non-prosecution agreement made by Epstein, her former lover and boss, in 2007, when he agreed to plead guilty to 2 minor charges for prostitution and a sweetheart deal.
How convenient for him.
Now, controversy continues to rage over the Department of Justice statement that there was no Epstein client list and the release of the videos in New York's Metropolitan Correctional Center, which the DOJ says proves he committed suicide. It proves absolutely nothing, by the way. If anything, it proves the opposite. Critics
do you think it's because she could name anyone now, and if no list exists, everyone's on the chopping block? I think that you're actually bringing up a very good point, and you shouldn't listen to what she says. I mean, she is a, pedophile child trafficker, right? So, like, this should not necessarily be a beacon of morality. But at the same time, if she can provide evidence for what she's saying, then I think that's, like, I wouldn't just go off of her word. Like, I agree with you. Like, you shouldn't just go and listen to what she said, be like, oh, it's all true. No, you're right. But, like, at the same time, like, you should start, trust but verify.
Pointed to the fact that there's a critical missing minute. There's also a bunch of people going in and out. You also can't see Jeffrey Epstein's cell block, much less his door. The entire thing is absurd, right? The entire release is absurd. The scandal alleges a cover-up that prompted a rebellion against President Trump's loyal MAGA base, and that's a real problem. Some believe Attorney General Pam Bondi should be fired, including Dan Bongino, who's threatened to quit. On Saturday night, President Trump hosted a rebuttal, saying, for years, Epstein, over and over again, why are we not giving publicity? Why are we not giving publicity to the files written by Obama?
I feel so happy that he fucks this shit up too. Thank God. Like, I do this all the time.
Comey, Brennan, and the losers of the Biden administration. The Epstein cover-up was also the main topic of conversation among this weekend's Student Action Conference, including myself. Sharon Allen, an attendee, told NBC News, it's not about Pam Bondi to me. It's about, look, Trump elected, you were elected, and you were supposed to be different. So prove to us that you're different
Exactly
by exposing the predators, right?
Yes, true.
A source close to Maxwell told the Daily Mail that the former girlfriend of Epstein, who continues to protest her innocence, would welcome the chance to sit in front of Congress and tell the story.
She would
All she would
welcome
have to
the
do is get
chance.
subpoenaed.
That's a lot.
She could appear digitally, right, from the courthouse. This happens regularly.
It's boring.
From inside of the jail.
Boring.
She could appear digitally. Maybe they can,
boring. Donald's content president. You got to have her there in person. You have to have her there in person. Like, again, you have her there in person, make her wear red, and then give her a list that looks like a book. Like, that's what you have to do. Like, I'm telling you, like, that's the best outcome. Live stream. Yeah, live. 100% live.
send her with a guard. The source said congressional hearings have been held from everything from JFK's assassination to the Epstein files.
On it.
Ghislaine Maxwell would be willing to speak to Congress to tell her story. Maxwell is also fighting to have her appeal heard at the Supreme Court. July 14th, lawmakers, the U.S. government, would submit their responses in plea to the Supreme Court to take up her case. President Trump's former first buddy, Elon Musk, sensationally claimed the cover-up is because of President Trump. Maxwell, the source close to Maxwell says it's a false flag. Interesting. President Trump was photographed with Epstein several times. They ran in the same circles, but Trump was one of the first to break contact with Epstein over Epstein's mistreatment of women.
Oh, hold up. Because they fell out over a business deal. We're missing this part right here. So, like, no, it was definitely that too, but it was also this. Yeah, that's a bit of context, right? I mean, so, and he should, hey, yo, you should not, and that's the thing. You shouldn't have fucked with them. You shouldn't have been making up that bullshit. Sex business? Yeah. Trump doesn't like mistreating people. I guess so. Is Trump defending the orange guy on this one? Am I defending the orange guy? I'm not defending or not. This isn't defending. What? Were you retarded? You're not some kind of a retard, are you?
Contact with Epstein over Epstein's mistreatment of women.
You're not a retard, are you? You're not a retard.
Okay. There are no big shocks about President Trump and the Epstein files, but there are a lot of powerful men involved and a lot of money, and they got to follow the money.
Yeah.
The Department of Justice also said that no one else is likely to be prosecuted in relation to the Epstein case, including Prince Andrew.
Why not?
And Donald Trump got invited to England literally this morning. Donald Trump's going to make a state visit to England this morning.
Yeah.
Got it. Prince Andrew has consistently and vehemently denied all the actions against him. This Guffrey committed suicide this last year. This is Virginia.
It's crazy how many of the people that are involved in this situation killed themselves. I guess they must all feel really guilty. That must be it.
Roberts. Okay, got it. There's photos of Ghislaine Maxwell and Virginia Roberts and Prince Andrew. She says
that's the reason.
Ghislaine Maxwell trafficked her to Prince Andrew. So
of course.
Why wouldn't Ghislaine Maxwell, why wouldn't you call her in to testify? Mm-hmm. This is going to be a great test for Republicans in Congress, and also a good out for the Trump administration.
I think he's right. He's right about this. Benny, 100% right. Is that I think that every single person, this is what I think that we should push for right now. Every person in Congress needs to come out in support of this. And the people that don't, I wonder why. Daily Mail is fake. This has been reported by too many different sources than for it to be fake. It would have been verified at this point, especially after this being out now for nearly 24 hours. I feel like it's probably not fake.
How you get rid of something like this. If you bring in Ghislaine Maxwell, you show transparency. You should totally do this. We should totally do this. Mm-hmm. This is a great idea. Here's Ghislaine Maxwell. She's spoken very, very little, obviously. Yeah. But here's Ghislaine Maxwell in a recorded line from her prison saying what she thinks about Epstein. And here's Tim Burchett, ladies and gentlemen, member of Congress, saying why he thinks the Congress won't do this. Here we go.
What's he saying?
No, he didn't. I don't believe he did. I believe that he was murdered. Well, I was shocked. And I wondered how it had happened. Because as far as I was concerned, I was sure he was going to appeal. And I was sure that he was covered under the non-prosecution agreement.
You thought he was good? Are you? What do you mean you thought he was good? How could you think this?
Yeah.
But I wasn't in the indictment. So I wasn't mentioned. I wasn't even one of the co-conspirators.
And too many of my colleagues, I'm afraid, are compromised in this area for whatever reason. Somebody's whispered in their ear.
That's right, brother. That's right. You got to hold them accountable. Let them know. That's right.
Hey, you don't want something to come out on something else. You better keep your mouth shut on this. And that's exactly what they've done. And it continues to go, whether it's the honeypot that the Russians used to use or something worse. I don't know. But it's clearly, you see that up and down the line. You see good conservatives vote for liberal policies.
So you're saying that right now, currently ongoing in our Congress, there are members of Congress who have been compromised by either special interests or the intelligence community to not give the American public information on Jeffrey Epstein?
I believe so. 100%. 100%. I want to tell you one quick thing. I know it's a little different, but I've been involved in the UFO UAP issue, and it's, like I said, I'm not going to bring out little green men and a flying saucer, but it's about transparency. I had an amendment on the FAA reauthorization bill.
Name them. Name them. I really hate how everybody is going and talking about how this is going to come out, and all these people are compromised and all this shit's happening. But then just name, at least put somebody's name out there, because all they need to do, the thing is that all you need to do is have one domino fall, and then I think that things will kind of collapse around after that. And President, yeah.
If an American pilot sees a UAP, an anomaly or something, and they make a report to the FAA, that report has to be made available to Congress. I was told by the whip.
That's crazy how fast he went from this to UFOs, bro. This is a speedrunner. I've never seen this before.
What happened to my amendment? And he said, it was killed by the intelligence community. And I said, you mean the intelligence committee? And he said, no, the intelligence community. It was not even brought up. And these are unelected bureaucrats that have that much control. And so, yeah, we got to start electing people with guts in both parties. This pandering stuff that's going on now, it's just a distraction.
Find out who it is. They got to find out who it is. And as soon as you start putting out names and stuff like that, the thing is that it's easy how people know these, but they're all afraid to talk. Yeah, you know what I think it is? I'm going to be real. I think half of them are lying. I think they're just saying this bullshit just to act like they know what's going on, to make people that they disagree with or dislike look bad. I think a lot of them are lying, bro. I'll link you all the video. This is a Benny Johnson video. I've been watching his stuff for a bit now, and I really like him. I think he's great. And yeah, there it is. There's a video right there. Give it a like. And everyone's lying. I don't think they're all lying. They've been milking it for years. Yeah, definitely. Why do you think Hunter Biden is still free? Everybody knows why. It's because he's he's the son of the president. That's the reason why. We all know why. And so, no, I really think so. And you put one name, that person will immediately start throwing others under the bus. Yeah, exactly. And again, I'm telling you, the way that the way to handle this is that, see, I think that only somebody I always thought Trump, this is one thing I thought about Trump. I always thought Trump was a scumbag, psychopath, narcissist, mob boss. And that's why I really thought that maybe he could do some good. Is because that's what I would want to have, right? That's what I wanted. That's what I was looking for. We were going for that. And so if anybody knows how to deal with these people, it has to be Donald. And if he doesn't know how to deal with them and he can't do this, nobody can. Nobody fucking can. And so that's the real problem that I have. He's got to fix this? Yeah, because he's one of them? Exactly. Well, that doesn't, you act like that's some kind of that, then he would know. Then he would know. Yeah, exactly. Elon can, maybe, right? Musk has it too, but he can't run for president, right? He can't run for president. He can't do that. And so that's it. I'm thinking, what the fuck happened to WikiLeaks? So I guess where lies the corruption? Yeah, no, I'm telling you, like, that's what I was hoping for. A lot of people might think that's crazy for me to say, to vote for somebody because I think they're insane. But that's the only thing that I think will solve this problem, is an insane person. And that's it.